Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? It's your boy Mood616, and yes, welcome to part 5 of my hip-hop CD shelf by shelf collection overview series. So it's going to be part 2 of the B section. I believe I'll probably end up doing this into like 4 videos for the B's, I think. So we left off with, what did we leave off with? Some Big Shug into some Big Sykes, so now we got to go all the way down here, and this might be a little bit of... a little bit complicated, but yeah, at least to get this first one out of here. So continue along with the bigs into some big timers. How you love that? Yeah. This is volume. Well, it says volume 2. Now the interesting thing about this is that the first volume is the exact same. I think it might even be the same artwork, but it was just regionally released, so it's pretty much impossible to get your hands on. But anyways, once they got bigger distribution, they released the volume 2. And yeah, so I actually heard a guy in a video, I think it was a year or two ago, say that he needed to get volume 1, and I'm like, no, bro, you don't need to get volume 1. It's the exact same. It's the exact same album. It's just this is the bigger, wider release. So the Big Tymers, but yeah, it's the one that kind of started off with the Big Tymers in 1990. It says 98. So yeah, it was 98 when this one came out. Manny Fresh and Mr. Birdman. I'm just gonna throw this up here for now, so I got myself a little bit more room here. Sorry, I got the stupid blinds in the way. And to Big Tymers, I got that Work album. This album is just ridiculous, man. It's crazy, man. This was such a big album for Manny Fresh and Birdman. Oh shit, dude, it's just ridiculous. #1 Stunner. I'm sure everybody knows all these songs. Get your roll on. Crazy production, man. Crazy production for Manny Fresh. All right, so getting into some Hood Rich. Another really solid album from the Big Tymers here. This one came out, I believe, right after 2002. I think I got that Work. I believe came out in 2000. I think it was from 2000. Another really solid effort from the Big Tymers. Not as good as the previous album. In fact, I kind of like. I think their albums just kind of degraded over time a little bit. Yeah, and then this album right here. This was the last one that they put out together. I think it was in 2003. Yeah, shortly before Manny Fresh's departure. I believe in 2005. Definitely the weakest of the records. But yeah, I mean, it's still got its joints, but it's okay. All right, so moving into some Billy Woods here. History Will Absolve Me. Director's Cut. This is a dope album, man. It took me a little bit to get into Billy Woods, but you know, man, he grew on me. He grew on me quite a lot, actually. I like the fact that he got some fucking June classic on here, man. That's crazy. Some Rock Marciano. It's been a while since I've listened to this, but I really dig this album. It's dope shit. Then we got Binary Star, Masters of the Universe, autographed copy of One Man Army. I believe he was doing I think he was performing at undergroundhiphop.com or Underground Hip Hop, the store. You can see I actually got this. That sticker's like stuck the shit on there. But classic record, actually one of my favorites of all time. I love this Binary Star. If you've never heard Masters of the Universe, I mean, it's something that you got to check out. It's classic material. This is, of course, the re-release. The original one did come out in 2000. Yeah, it's just an amazing album. That's all I can say about that. Speaking of Mr. Birdman, yeah, we got Baby, aka the #1 Stunner, Birdman. Fucking stupid blinds. I actually prefer the Big Timer stuff to this. Well, this album right here, it's okay. But yeah, I do prefer the Big Timers. And then we got Fast Money from Mr. Birdman. Good shit. But, you know, these albums are all still pretty solid, man. If you're into Cash Money stuff, I'm thinking that you're probably still going to dig it. So, like Father Like Son, Bird and Wayner. That was actually kind of a clever title. Made a little bit of sense. But, solid record, though, man. Really solid record. I dig that. And then we got the 5-Star Stunner. That album cover, man, that's just posh, man. It's ridiculous. But yeah, see some features on there. Got some Fat Joe, got some Rick Ross, some Jeezy. Yeah. And then we got Priceless, which is probably definitely my least favorite of the albums. It's okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably my least favorite of the Birdman records. Speaking of terrible albums, I've told the story before, actually, this bizarre album, Handicap Circus. I think I was in a Future Shop way back I think this came out in 2005. I was just looking for something to pick up, and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing to buy. Like, I either had everything or shit was even worse than this. So anyways, I just decided to give this a shot. It was like $10 or whatever, and it just, man, I don't think I've even listened to it since then. This is just, it's really bad. Like, Bizarre is always terrible in D12, but kind of entertaining. But man, dude, this is a bad album. It's just horrible. Horrible shit. We got Biz Markie going off. Classic shit right here. You see, this was obviously a promo that I picked up back in the day. Rest in peace to Biz, man. What a loss. What a big loss for hip hop, man. This guy could do it all. You know, doing his dancing, beatboxing, rapping, singing, man. Just do it all, man. It's classic shit. We all know this record. Man, I miss Biz Markie. He was just an entertainer, man. The diabolical Biz Markie, the Biz Never Sleeps album. Oh man, every time I hear Check It Out, man, I love this record. It's good shit. It's been a while since I've listened to some actual anything, but I listen to this record quite often, but I need to listen to some other Biz Markie records. I Need a Haircut, another really good album in my opinion. Very entertaining. The first three Biz Markie albums are really good. All Samples Cleared. This is the one that, of course, this was named after the fact of, the whole sampling issue that was happening in the early 90s and shit, and people were just getting fucked left and right with with not having their samples cleared and shit. So, of course, made a record about that. It's decent. It's not as good as his previous efforts. And this is the album this one came out years later. I always hated this album cover. I don't know what, Weekend Warrior. This is like from 2003 this album actually came in. Yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff on it. Elephant Man. It's crazy. Diddy's on here. Sermon. It's been a long time, but I remember really not caring for this. But again, it has been a minute since I've listened to that record. So, but again, rest in peace to Biz Markie, man. Just such a big loss. Bizzy Bone, Speaking in Tongues. This is actually the only Bizzy Bone album I own. It's not even really that great. I used to have Bizzy's first album, Heaven's Movie. But one of my roommates that I lived with in Vancouver years ago, when we were in music school, he didn't mean to take the album, but he used to listen to my shit all the time, and it just got mixed up into his CDs, and he ended up taking it back, and I just said, fucking keep it. I'll just grab another copy, and that was like, in 2001. And I never even thought about grabbing another copy of the album until about a few months ago, and I realized it sells for kind of high prices. And I was like, I'm paying those prices for that shit, so it's not even that great. I'm not overly familiar with a lot of Bizzy solo work, of course, from Bone, but and some Bone Brothers stuff and shit like that, but I've never really heard too much of his solo stuff that I liked that much, and it's kind of a shame because Bizzy is like an amazing MC. I think he's just a special breed of MC, man. BK1 and Benzilla, Radio Duke Cannibal. I actually have a poster behind me. It must have been a promo poster. This is a really dope album. Good producer record. Look at all these features, man. It's just ridiculous. Slug, Brother Ali, AC Alone, Mike and Nine, Abstract Rude, Raekwon, I Self Divine, Fonte, The Grouch, Blueprint, Scarface. It's just crazy, man. This is a dope album. I highly recommend this BK1 album. It's really dope, with of course Benzilla too. Blabbermouth, the Blabbermouth LP. I love me some Blabbermouth. Got some Dutch hip hop here. Very much like, if you like shit from like, flippity flap raps, like that type of style, like more like a DOS Effects kind of early 90s shit. You would think that this album was actually recorded in 1992-93. It's crazy. It's crazy what it sounds like. It's really authentic throwback shit. It's really crazy. I know my homeboy Jason Bosco's not a fan of. I think he doesn't like his voice. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But I think he's an incredible MC. Oh man, Speaking of MCs that we've lost recently, this is one of the biggest losses for me. I'm such a huge fan. This just devastated me, man. But Blackistan, one of my all-time favorite albums from like, you know, from the post 2000 era. Black Sabbath. Fuck, man. I still don't even actually know what Blackistan passed away from. It doesn't really matter, but it's just really sad because he wasn't that old and he just put out nothing but great shit, man. Just, it's really, really sad. The albums that he did with Stu Banga and always good features, but this right here is ridiculous. It's such a dope album, man. The Life of a Tape is like one of my all-time favorite tracks. I love that shit, man. He raps from the point of a tape. It's really dope. It's kind of like what Nas did with The Gun and I Gave You Power kind of thing. It's really cool. The mixtape Master of Reality. I know this one is really hard to come by now. Really good shit, man. Look at the production on there. Crisis, Apathy, and all the shit over there. Columbian. It's awesome. I think there might actually be another thing in there. Yeah, let's see, other mixtape in here. Probably from undergroundhiphop.com, I'm assuming. Can't even really read that shit right there, but this is really dope too. It's really dope. Good promo shit. Then we got the Master Builder Part 2. Which, you know, wasn't his most solid effort. I think that sticker's actually, yeah, that's actually on the slipcase, so, but yeah, it's got a lenticular cover here, which is kind of cool. It's still good. It's not as good as Black Sabbath, but it's still really good. I really enjoy it. We got the Watson and Holmes record, Blackistan, Stu Bangas. They've actually put out 3 of these. I think the first one was really, like, it was hard to come by, and then I got my hands on this one, and the newest one I think is only on vinyl. I think it's only on vinyl. I'm not 100% sure, but I really like this, man. I love Stu Banga's production. Blackistan, what a great combination. Watson and Holmes, definitely better than the fucking shitty-ass movie. But yeah, rest in peace to Blackistan. Damn, man. It still hurts me to say that shit. I still can't even believe it. The Black Eyed Peas behind the front. Yeah, this is before Black Eyed Peas became a pop group, a pop sensation. This is a really dope album. If you've never heard this before, don't be hating on, especially really early Will.i.am, man. Like he did a lot of shit through the 90s that's really dope. Of course, formed. He was in another group before, and then Black Eyed Peas after him. This is a good album. It's too bad. I mean, I guess not too bad for them. I mean, you know, get that money and shit, but man, it's just the sound of that shit is just not that good. So, yeah. But you know how it goes. All right, Black Eyed Peas. Into the more black section here. Black Milk with Popular Demand. An incredible album. Absolutely love this record. This kind of, man, when this first came out, I was just like totally taken back by this. I was like, this is an amazing production. Love them. Love that shit. Caltroit. This is like basically just a bunch of Detroit stuff. Yeah, the Detroit MCs. It's been, you know, Paula Brown kind of did something like that. Then he put out Tronic, which is one of my favorite albums of the last 20 years. Absolutely love this album. The Matrix is seriously like just one of my favorites. Pharoah Monch, Sean Price, DJ Premier. But I mean, the opening track, long story short, is just ridiculous. The production on this record is so outstanding. It's so outstanding. Oh, I can't recommend that enough. And his next project was Album of the Year, which was most definitely not Album of the Year. It was a big letdown because Tronic was just so incredibly dope. But it's still not a bad record at all. I think it's pretty good. It's got some Black and Brown right there with Danny Brown, which leads us into that project. It was kind of like a prelude to Black and Brown with Danny Brown. I'm not the hugest Danny Brown fan. I actually liked him on this record. I find Danny Brown is different on so many different projects. But yeah, this was really cool though. Production's really good. It's something you're always going to get with Black Milk though. No Poison, No Paradise. This was really cool too. Got some Black Thought on there. Production was changing a little bit by this point. Still good though. What is it? If there's Hell Below. Yeah, forgot the name of this record. It's been a minute since I've listened to this. Got some Pete Rock on there. Got some Blue. Some Random Acts. Oh man, speaking of Random Acts, when we get there, whew, I love that album. It's been a minute since I've listened to this, actually. I can't quite actually remember it too much. Then Fever, which I really enjoyed. I know some people were kind of shitting on when it came out. I remember reading some reviews and stuff, and I was like, shit, man. I thought it was pretty good. Another pretty cool project from Black Milk. Wow, shit, man. Fuck. Rest in peace to Blackalicious, or to Gifted Gab, I should say. Not to Blackalicious, but to Gifted Gab. Yeah, dude, that is ridiculous, man. Oh, too many rest in pieces in this section, just like the last one, I guess. It's just getting so crazy, but A to a GEP, gram to a key. I don't really think that's what it stands for, but you know what I'm saying. Alphabetic aerobics, we all know the fucking insane, kind of the shit that really kind of set off Gifted Gab. NIA, really dope record. Man, I always loved Gifted Gab's flow and voice, man. There was something about that guy. It was very soothing, it was very honest. He just executed his style so well. But yeah, really good stuff. Probably his most famous project, I guess, Blazing Arrow, which is an amazing record. Oh, I love this album. It's been a minute since I've listened to it. Latif on there. I love me some Latif too. He's really dope. Got Charlie Tune on there. Got some Kanye. No, it's like Kanye West. What the fuck? I was like, Kanye West isn't on that fucking record. What the hell am I talking about? Oh, God. I'm tired. Whatever. Blacklicious, The Craft. This album took me a long time to get into, man. I was never a huge fan of it when it came out. I don't know, the style was a little bit different on here. I think it was more or less the beats and stuff, but it grew on me over time. I dig that record. Just kind of like this album too, man. I can't remember how you actually pronounce this. Imani volume. I can't remember how to fucking. I don't know. This one it took a little bit to get into, but one thing you're always going to get with Gifted Gab is dope rhymes, man. All right, so moving into some Black Moon, End of the Stage. It's a personal favorite album of mine of all time. It's most likely in my top 5 favorite albums of all time. And I didn't say best, I said favorite. Yeah, man, who got the props, man? Oh, dude, how many MCs? How many MCs is actually one of my personal favorite songs of all time? If I had to make a top 2, which is like almost impossible to do, but how many MCs is literally one of my favorite songs? This whole album, I listen to it all the time. It never gets old to me. It's just ridiculously good to me. In fact, I like all the Black Moon stuff. Another sticker I never took off there. Apparently, I picked this up somewhere for $8. I don't know. Digging in the Vaults. Remixes and shit. Of course, it's got Murder MCs. I believe that was a track that was left off the first album. I think that's why it appears on. Same with 6 Feet Deep. I think it was another track that was just left off. Put it in Dig in the Vaults. Good remixes and shit like that. Good stuff. Of course, I've got the vinyl box set actually sitting up here, which has everything. It's fucking awesome. Warzone, which I really dig. And, you know, obviously this album was crazy disappointing when it first came out. But you got to remember, man, this was also years later. This is a different time of Duck Down. What is this, like 1999? You know, the original Black Moon End of the Stage album was like 93. 6 years, the game has changed a lot. Totally different sound. And it took me a little bit to get into this, and then I realized how much I really dug it, though. I think it's good. You know, people still shit on it. I don't know. But Total Eclipse, I really like this album too, man. I don't know what it is. Looking Down the Barrel, I love that track, man. That's the way shit is. Stoned is the way. There was just fun tracks on here, man. And like all the Black Moon albums sound completely different though, because they're just from different eras of hip hop. You know, this was like 2003. It was like a totally different era for Duck Down again. Like 4 years. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is in reality with the game. And then of course this album came out with 2019, which is like, you know, so far removed from the other stuff. And I really dig this album too. It's kind of a throwback to like the older Black Moon style. And I really dug this. I know a lot of people were harping on this, blah, 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 fucking whatever. But fuck it. I really enjoyed the shit out of this album, man. Good shit. I was just happy to see another, you know, group effort from Black Moon, man. From 5 Footer and of course Buckshot and shit. DJ Evil D. We got Black Rob, Life Story. Oh my fucking... You'll notice on this version here, there's a song that's missing. It's not even an edited version. It's just a different... At the very first issue of this album, yeah, I think it's the first issue, didn't have Whoa on it. They left it off the first issue. It's like the most random fucking thing. It's something along those lines. I remember picking this up going, where the fuck is Whoa? Exactly the same copy. But look at that. Whoa is on there. Isn't that fucking bizarre? Like I said, they're just different issues. It's so bizarre. Like, I don't know why they would have ever left off Whoa. That was the song that made Black Rob. And again, rest in peace to Black Rob. Holy shit, there's so many of these. I'm just getting tired of saying rest in peace, but Black Rob was sick. It wasn't sudden or nothing. Like Biz Markie was sick too, but yeah, Black Rob, always dug him, man. I always dug Black Rob. I thought he was better than his albums were. Unfortunately, I think that he just, I don't know, it's just like it's a lot of that bad boy shit, man. There's just so many people that's had bad ends to their careers, like Craig Mack and Black Rob, and oh man, the Black Rob Report. Which actually Craig Mack was even on this record too. I forgot that. It's at 2005, and Craig Mack was on a track, so that's really interesting. Yeah, I think it was a recycled verse from Biggie on there. I think it is. I can't remember if it was an original. I don't think it is. But the Black Rob Report. And we got the classic Black Star, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, yeah, it's just classic material. What can I say, man? Redefinition, man. Oh, fuck, man, every time I listen to this album, I always, it just brings back a lot of memories. Black Market Militia. This is an incredibly slept-on album, man. With Killa Priest, Tragedy Gaddafi, Hellraiser, Timbo King, and William Cooper. Man, this shit is bangers, man. It's just bangers. Oh, I bump this shit all the time still. I love this record. It's so good. 2005, I think that came on in. We got the Black Opera, Intermission. I still haven't fully got into these guys. I just got into these guys like maybe about a year or two ago. I kind of missed these albums when they came out in like 2012, and it's interesting because like I buy a ton of stuff from Metal Music Group and I just kind of miss these ones, but I'm still working my way up with these guys. I don't mind it, but I just feel like it could have been a little bit better. But there is some dope tracks though. Yeah. And then I know there's a third one too, which I don't have, but another one of my personal favorite albums of all time, Black Sheep, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, Dres, Mr. Long. I think I know every single word on this record, like legitimately. Yeah, man, it's so creative. It's so well done. Oh man. Every time I hear Past the 40, man, that song, just incredible. Strobe Light Honey is still probably my favorite song on the album. I love that track. The lyrics just kill me. They're so funny. Nonfiction. The follow-up record, which of course was a huge flop because the sound was completely different. You know, this was like, 3 years later. Again, hip-hop changed so much. It got criticized, man. They just didn't have that same appeal as the first one, with, The Choice Is Yours and anything like that. But I really like this album, man. Without a Doubt is really dope. North, South, East, West is dope. I thought the production on here was good. I don't know, man. I like it, man. I'm such a big fan of... I wish that Long and Dres were still doing stuff together. I know Dres, or Mr. Long was a little bit on here, and the AWM Novocaine / record. He's not even on the picture, but I think he does appear on this. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a shame, dude. They were such a good combination. Long didn't really do a whole lot of solo stuff. I know he did that Fart song He literally did a song about farting. It's hilarious. From the Black Pool of Genius. This is a really good album, and I think I talked about this one many times on my channel in the past, but it's just, man, Birds of a Feather. What a dope track, man. With Q-Tip and Dave, Mike G. Like, look at that shit right there. Dave, Mike G, Q-Tip. I mean, that's some fucking native tongue shit right there. But got some Psycho-less production on here. Molecules. This was really good. Very, very underrated in my opinion. And then Dres put out this a couple years back, which was a little bit underwhelming, but I didn't mind it because it's always nice to hear Dres's voice again on Tortured Soul. It feels, it's at times kind of like a mixtape, but it's not really. I think it's all the interludes and stuff, but I don't know. Then we got Black Spade, To Serve With Love. Very mellow record. It's good. I enjoy it. Came out in 2008. Here's an album that sells for, shit man, last time I checked, I think the cheapest copy was $300 or $400. Black Hole, The Live Element. I was lucky enough to get a copy of this. It's a dope record. From the 90s. Actually, no, it says 2000. I swear it came out originally in 99. I could be wrong, could be 2000, but it sounds like very, very 90s stuff. But if you ever see this around, which I highly doubt you will, I think it's very limited, but pick it up. It's amazing. And highly sought out. Very, very highly sought out. Black Caesar, Tales from the Black Side. Man, if you didn't know anything about Black Caesar, you'd think this guy was straight from the West Coast. He's actually from Pittsburgh, but the beats are so West Coast. I think, is it Battle Cat that did the beats on here? Or who did it? Battle Cat? Maybe it is Battle Cat. So that's why it sounds very West Coast, but it's so West Coast sounding, man. But this is awesome. This is a great record, man. And then we got the Black Rock Project, which is 88 Keys produced this, and just named the project Black Rock. As you can see, here's Billy Danze, Jim Jones, Ludacris, etc., etc. Really dope, man. This is really good shit, man. Yeah, it's really good, man. I highly recommend this. Good stuff. Black Monks. Secret of the Hidden Temple. Some early Rap-A-Lot stuff. Well, not early, but 95 stuff, I think. This is fucking great, man. It's really, really good. Oh, shit. Yeah, I thought there was something in there, but... Yeah, Black Monks. Good stuff. Shit, was 3-2 not part of it? I can't remember if he was part of it. No Mercy. Man, I always hated this album cover. I don't know why, man. That album cover is just... not as good as the first one, but yeah, it's been a while since I've listened to that. In my opinion, when another one of these personal classics for me, Blase Blase's Blah 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 album, every song on this shit, man, just is bangers, dude. Just bangers. Of course, we all know Danger and stuff, but Good Cop, Bad Cop, I love that track, man. Don't let that rap shit fool you. It's amazing. We got some Blame One here. This is a really good record. Underrated, man. Never really heard anyone ever talk about this for some odd reason. But if you can look at... you got some XL, Oh No, Blue, Black Milk, Can Kick on there. Whew, you know that production lineup right there, what it's already going to sound like. It's silly. It's really, really silly. There we go. Yeah, highly recommend this. Really good album. Into some Black Poet. Yeah, I remember when this album came out, man, people were, like, of course, everybody had a voice on this one because it was produced by Primo. Just it seemed like the majority of people were definitely let down by this. I wasn't, man. I thought Black Poet did it. Like, I like Black Poet, though. I like his gritty voice and hardcore kind of style and stuff, so it kind of worked for me. But the beats were not Primo's best. But, overall, the Black Print's still a good record. It is what it is. Black Poet Society, obviously a shout out to like Giallo's like New York Ripper, actually. It's kind of really what it's depicting. From my favorite director of all time, Lucio Fulci. This is pretty cool. So the production, is it's definitely what you're gonna get from Stu Banger's Vanderslice. It is what it is. Got some Chief Comanche on there. I love Chief Comanche. Where the fuck has that guy been, man? Jason, Boston native. R.A. the Rugged Man, Reef the Lost Cause, Capone, self-titled Apathy. There's some really good features on there. Awesome album artwork though. I love that shit. Everybody Killa, Black Poet. All these later Black Poet projects are so hard to get your hands on. I think it's the only ones that I have. But yeah, then solo stuff anyways. Black Ton Society. This is kind of like a huge like mashup of like MCs, and I don't even really to this day even know what the fuck this project is. You see Mad Child's on there from Solo Members, of course. This is like, I'm not sure when this came out, what year, 2013. I just randomly came across this, and I saw some of the features, and maybe it was like some of the production and stuff, and I was like, Lost Children of Babylon's on here, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up, and I remember digging it. It was okay. It wasn't like great or nothing, but getting into some Be Legit the Savage, trying to get a buck. Man, I absolutely love Be Legit from the Click. It's E40's brother. I love Be Legit's voice and delivery. It's just, he's one of those guys. He's just tantalizing to listen to. But yeah, good shit right here. I love this album cover, the Hemp Museum. That's so awesome. But yeah, Be Legit, man. He's just one of those underrated kind of West Coast artists that does his thing. People know who he is. Of course, E40's brother and part of the Click, and you know he's definitely had his flowers. But yeah, he just doesn't get mentioned a lot. Actually, I was watching a dude's video one time, and he was saying that Be Legit was one of his personal favorite MCs, and I was like, good for you, man. That's awesome. So that was pretty cool to hear, because I've like never heard that before. Hempin' Ain't Easy, Be Legit. It's the only 3 Be Legit albums I own. I do want to get on some of his later stuff just to have them, but you know, I'll jump on those sometime. Yeah, into some Blockhead, music by Cave Light. This is absolutely amazing instrumental stuff. If you've never heard this shit, man, I mean, you probably know who Blockhead is as a producer. He's worked with, you know, fucking A$AP Rock to like tons of people, but his instrumental shit is really good. That's what kind of started off for him. Downtown Science, this is just bona fide classic shit, man. It's just classic shit. As you can see, this is actually a promo copy that I got when I worked at the radio station. Never got really many albums from that, believe it or not, considering how many albums I have. This was actually one of them. I think that they were just getting rid of it, and I was like, yoink, I'll take that. But this is, man, the beats are so incredible. I can still listen to that every day and never get bored of it. Uncle Tony's Coloring Book. The beats on here are so different, but very cool. And that's one thing you're going to get with Blockhead, is a lot of different styles of production, which is pretty cool. So if you do pick up one of his instrumental albums, it's probably going to be different than the last one. The music scene, again, really cool, man. But different. It's definitely different. And then we got some Blockhead, Peanuts in Your Mouth. Yeah, it's remixes and shit like that. Pretty cool. Got to see some A$AP Rock on there. Cage. Stuff like that. It's actually a really cool project. And then we got some Interludes After Midnight. This was really good too. I know Blockhead's put out a couple albums after this. I just haven't really listened to them, so I'll have to check them out. But I love this artwork, man. It's awesome. Really cool. Again, one of the very, very few homemade discs that I have in my collection, Blood and the Crips, Banging on Wax. I could never find this album for cheap, so I just went ahead and just created one. I just ripped the things off of fucking Discogs. I even printed out the booklet because I'm such a dork, but made it. But obviously, this is just. But yeah, I love this record, man. Bloods and the Crips. I could have bought this so many times back in the day. Never did. It's painful for me to think about that, but I remember it sat in my local Sight and Sound for so many years and never picked it up. Stupid of me. Blue in Exile, Below the Heavens. You know, people consider it to be like a modern day classic, man. It's really good shit. Blue in Exile, perfect combination. Great stuff from Blue, from the West Coast MC. We got the Crack Project, Peace Talks. I'm not really the hugest fan of this, to be honest. I won't lie, man. The beats, this album feels so out of place at times. Like there's shit that's just 1 minute sounds the way it does, and then it sounds a different way. Like the flow is just odd in this. I could never get into it. Some more Blue here. Blue and Mainframe, Johnson & Johnson. This is a fucking dope album, man. Amazing shit right here. I love this record. Oh, I highly recommend this. If you're a fan of Blue, check out that. I don't hear people talk about that much anymore. This is another really good one, man. Sen's album, accompanied by Blue. A day late, $1 short. Yeah, this is really good too, man. I highly recommend this. Yeah, it's Sen's album produced by. Yeah, so we got some more Blue here. Her favorite color, which is actually pretty cool. That's another really cool project from. Oh man, I'm gonna run into this. Is just gonna be here. I'm just gonna throw this right here because this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Then we got the Jesus record. Different, not like overly the hugest fan. It's okay. I find that some of the Blue projects it's very hit and miss. Blue in Exile, Give Me My Flowers While I Can Still Smell Them. If you can see that right there, I'm trying to read it for you. Another really good project from Blue in Exile. Again, that sticker is actually on the. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Blue in Exile, man. You really can't. A very bizarre project from Blue, New York. He did like 4 different album covers for this, I think. And I'm not really the biggest fan of this one either. It's another one that kind of missed for myself. Same with Open. This one right here, I know he produced this whole thing and it was like showcasing other artists and stuff like that. And it's just, it's a miss. It's a miss for myself. This was kind of an interesting project. Shit, man. Yeah, Blue in Bombay. That's what it's called. Or that's who the producer is. Good to be home. Oh, shit. Doing it again. Dropping shit again here. Yeah, Bombay's production on here was pretty cool, man. I actually really enjoyed it. Fucking battery's dying on my phone. Pretty cool, but I'm almost at the end. We got a bunch more Blue projects here. Here we go. We got Med, Blue, Madlib, Bad Neighbor project. Awesome. Can't go wrong with fucking Madlib production, man. It's really good shit. Gonna have to hurry through this. This is a really bizarre one, man. Union, Analogtronics, and Blue, Cheat in the City. Man, the production on here is just like, again, you're going all over the place, man. Blue albums, you never really know what you're gonna get because he works with a lot of different producers, produces himself. Very strange album, but I really dig it. It's definitely not gonna be for everybody, especially if you're a big fan of like Blue in Exile. Blue in Exile, the beginning. This was tracks recorded before Below the Heavens. Amazing stuff. It's just hard to believe this wasn't released until years later because it's really good. Then we got Blue and Knots. This is amazing. Gods in the Spirit, Titans in the Flesh. Man, Knots is just he produces bangers, man. Nothing but bangers. This is really dope. I love that artwork too. It's good shit. Then we got Blue and Shaqi Hussein, The Blueprint. This is pretty cool, man. It's, as you can see by the song titles, what he's kind of talking about here. It's an interesting concept record, and it really does work. It's good. It's really good stuff. Oh, man. This album with Oh No. Oh, it's super dope, man. A Long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer Night. Some of the samples that he uses on here are so dope, man. I love me some Oh No. Madlib's brother. This is really good. Really good project. It's got something for everybody on it. Oh, I can't get this. There's too many albums in here with different style. But Blue in Exile, Miles, as you can see right there. Double album. Oh, this is so incredible, man. This was a lot of people's favorite album, I think, last year. Maybe the year before. Was it last year or the year before? I See Why. It's incredible. Double disc. Probably one of the best double disc albums of all time. And I'm going to go out and say that. And probably one of my favorite, too. Like, a legitimately amazing double album. A lot of double albums kind of falter after, there's a lot of misses. But Then we got Blue's new album, The Color Blue, which is another concept record, which of course is every song has blue in the title. But incredible album again. So Blue, for the most part, is very, very much more hit than misses. But yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there for now because, yeah, I got like too many more B's to get through here. Oh, actually, you know what? So I said I would go back, and so I did pick up some more atmosphere stuff. Just the Sad Clown Bad Winter Volume 11. And then we got, here's 10, Bad Fall. And then part 9 here, which is Sad Clown Bad Summer, Volume 9. Just EP series. I do need to get my hands on part 12, but I do have 8 in here too, so I'm just going to throw those up here for now. But yeah, I usually do that at the beginning of the videos. But anyways, guys, this video has gone on way longer than I thought it was going to, and I even had to rush through the Blue section, but because my battery is starting to calf on me on here. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave comments down below. Tell me what you thought of this section, and I'll try to get back to you guys in the comment section. And yeah, talk to you later. As usual, deuces.